Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bella here. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why watching English TV shows has not been working for you. If you're interested in today's video, please keep watching. If you find the content helpful, please take a second to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss a video with me. Without further ado, let's jump in. I think it's safe to say that most English learners have spent some time at some point watching English TV shows in order to improve their spoken English. However, that does not mean everyone has benefited from this approach in the same way after investing a lot of time watching English TV shows. And there could be a few reasons why this is the case. First, it could be that the kind of TV show you're watching isn't necessarily the best learning resource. In most cases, shows about real life, family, work, and relationships are more likely to provide you with lots of useful and relevant expressions and sentence structures than those about crimes or superpower. You might learn some great vocabulary to describe the 7 kingdoms from the show Game of Thrones, for example, but it might be tricky for you to apply them to the presentation you are preparing for your class tomorrow. As a result, most of the things you noted down would likely to be forgotten due to the lack of practice. Another reason could be you go straight for the words and phrases first before you try to understand what's going on in the story. I have seen a lot online. For example, the people are selling the complete script for the show Friends. They're promoting it for the reason that people could use it as the textbook where they could highlight the useful expressions while watching the show. I wonder though, if after watching the first few episodes of Friends, anybody would skip watching the show altogether and only study the script instead. And maybe that's considered more time efficient and effective, but that's something that I would not recommend. First of all, you miss the fun part, the show. Second, vocabulary is not all. Quite to the contrary, vocabulary is the least important part in this whole exercise. Learning when and how these common expressions are used and seeing how actors and actresses act out these lines are more crucial to realizing our language goals. In order to understand the language context in the show, we must always start with the storyline. It's like playing computer games. There are certain levels we have to beat first before we can move up to the senior level. Third, you might not have practiced effectively or sufficiently what you have learned from the show. If you told me that you had been watching a particular TV show to learn new words and phrases, the first question that I would ask you is how many times you had watched each episode. Despite your personal preferences, it is a must that you watch and rewatch the episodes of a show. Personally, I wouldn't move on to the second episode until I feel like I have learned everything I could from the first one. I would watch it over and over again until there's not a single line in the episode that I don't understand, and that I could use many of them in proper contexts without much hesitation. It should feel like the sentences just rush out of your mouth before you have time to think about them too much. You just know when to use this word and that phrase. I would also pay close attention to the tone used with each line. As we know, sometimes different intonation with the same line could deliver very different meanings and emotions. Last but not least, always ask yourself, why am I doing this practice? What am I hoping to get from this show by studying it? Maybe for some shows, you just want to focus on the pronunciation of a particular actor or actress. I used to be obsessed with the voiceover in the show Gossip Girl. It's done by the actress Kristen Bell. But then I stopped after a bit because I didn't think that was how I wanted to talk. Or you want to learn some idioms for daily conversations. My point is, you need to be clear about your goals and put together your practice accordingly. Otherwise, you might get distracted and not make much headway despite your time commitment. I want to end today's video with one more thing. At the end of the day, it's hard for you to keep going if you're genuinely not interested in the show. You need to pick something that you enjoy and spend lots of time watching and studying it. Imagine yourself as one of the characters or all of the characters for that matter, and pretend you're in the show. Practice saying those lines over and over again until they become your own. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you have any questions or suggestions, you can leave them down below in the comment area. Until next time, take care.